This case considered the issue of discretionary trusts and certainty, and whether or not a trust was void since it contained two classes of beneficiaries described as relatives and dependents of employees of a company. In this case, a man established a discretionary trust for the benefit of his employees, their relatives and dependents, which allowed the trustees to apply the income of the trust at their discretion to the eligible beneficiaries. The man later died, and his executors brought an action and argued that the trust was void for uncertainty, and that therefore his estate was entitled to the balance of the trust fund. They argued that since the trustees were making a value judgment as to who would qualify as a dependent, and this therefore made this power void for uncertainty. In addition, they argued that the definition of relative was far too wide and provided for an infinite number of eligible beneficiaries, since arguably everyone is related if you look back far enough, and that this was administratively unworkable. One of the company employees argued that these terms were certain, and that the issues raised by the executors were unimportant, and that the difficulties raised by the executors could be solved by an inquiry to determine if a person was a beneficiary. The company employee argued that whether someone was a dependent was merely a question of fact. The central issue for the court was whether or not the test applied to determine if the trustee's power was valid was correct. The court ultimately held that